This is Jacksons.TV with Coach Mike Winkeljohn. You just had Holly Holm fight here recently, her second MMA fight. Can you kind of describe how she's progressing?
You know what, Holly's she's right there. She's in my mind already top 10 pound for pound best woman in MMA, and she's only had 2 fights, and that's because, of course, of her boxing background and her wrestling's coming up to speed. She basically beat up Jan Finney, who had been in there with Cyborg, and Cyborg beat her up too. But again, people, what they got to remember is that was at 145 pounds, and Holly fought at 135. So Jan had been in there with some of the best in the world, and Holly just kind of ate her lunch. Holly's looking good. She's still real nervous with the wrestling thing. She's much better than her nervousness would show, and just a little bit more experience, a couple more fights, and she's ready for anybody in the world.
And doesn't she also have another boxing match coming up here?
Yeah, Holly's doing both, of course. You know, Holly's going to do what's going to pay her the most money and be the best for her and her family. She's got a boxing match first weekend in December. Sophie Mathis. Yeah, Sophie Mathis out of France. A girl's like 5'11", 6 feet tall, knockout artist, considered the best out of Europe. And Holly's the best pound for pound, period. But it's the best challenge for Holly right now that we can see on the horizon. So Holly's never turned down a fight, and she's going to box her in December.
And also, speaking of the female team members, you also have Jody Escobar, who made her MMA pro debut in a pretty spectacular fashion, but she also has a very important boxing match coming up as well, right?
Yeah, she is. She's fighting again for the second time in Korea against a girl she's fought already once, and for the 102-pound world title in boxing. And Jody has improved twofold since that fight, so it's going to be great. I thought Jody actually edged that fight when she fought in Korea a year and a half ago, and now they're doing the rematch, so it's going to be an exciting one.
And she also will continue with MMA because she really had a nice debut a couple of months back.
You know what, I think MMA is her future. Women's boxing is just kind of on the periphery. It doesn't get out there a lot. There's not a lot of money to be made. Holly makes a tremendous amount of money just because she can pull so many fans, but women's boxing just doesn't do it. So I think MMA is the way to go for Jody because the media is on it. It gets some TV. And Jody's actually made for MMA. She's got the perfect body structure for it. She's very explosive, compact, and strong. Great cage defense. Okay, and this coming weekend, there's a huge UFC up in Denver, and you've been working with the guys. Can you give us your thoughts about the matchups this coming weekend? You know what? First off, I got Sean Jordan fighting in Strikeforce. He's new to our camp. He's fighting a heavyweight up there in Strikeforce Friday night in Vegas. Sean's very explosive. He's coming. He's that guy that's one of the best athletes I've ever seen. Had been drafted by the NFL, so we got high hopes for him. And that's Friday night. Saturday, Aaron Riley, he's on the undercard. Aaron's kind of a legend in the UFC because he had his fights with Robbie Lawler early in the UFC days. And Aaron's still around, just had injuries and life, but he's making a comeback. And Aaron is probably the hardest puncher we have at 155 pounds. And that actually includes Melvin Gillard. Aaron can really hit hard. We just got to get him in the right place at the right time. He's going to do well in his fight. We got Travis Brown fighting a heavyweight fight. He's come to our camp now. He's got great footwork. Gigantic guy, 6'7". I don't know if they feed these guys to get them that big, but Travis looking good. You know, his thing was a lot of it we did with him the short time we had was a lot of conditioning. He's in shape. He's gonna do real well. I'd be putting my money on him when I get up there for sure. And of course, John Jones. I can't say enough about John. He works hard every day. He's coming to this fight with so many new weapons and sharpened weapons that he had in the past. He beats Rampage anywhere. Unless something stupid happens, although Rampage, don't get me wrong, I mean, we know we fought him with Keith and we've been in there against him before, but Rampage is very good and we respect that. But you know what, John's just he's got just too many tools, and I'm definitely 100% behind my man.
And you know, and one interesting thing, you know, nowadays, you know, with all the social media, with Twitter and Facebook and all the internet videos, there's so much trash talking going on. And you know, and you were a professional fighter. How much does trash talking actually impact the actual fight in the cage or the ring? You know what? I'm so old. Trash talking back then was just face to face. Go figure. Now it's, you know, of course, with social media stuff and Twitter stuff that I don't know much about. But I know John, not affected by it. He understands. We've had enough talks, and he understands from his past that the guys that talk a lot, usually there's barking dogs. They're really just scared to fight. The fans that do a lot of talking, I don't know. They haven't been there, so I have to tell John, don't look at that. They don't know what they're talking about. You believe in yourself. We're about what Rampage is thinking.
that's all that matters.
And also today it's Wednesday. There was a fight announcement for Joey Villaseñor. He's going to be fighting here on the MMA series card at the Hard Rock. What are your thoughts about that? With him representing the team here in Albuquerque.
Joey's on his way back. Joey was toward the top of the game there for a while, but he was fighting at 85. He was fighting middleweight. Now he's dropping down to welterweight. He's running. He's staying in great shape, and he's a threat. People have no idea that Joey Villaseñor that's coming. He comes in here and rolls, and we've got two of the best 170s in the world with Diego Sanchez and Carlos, and they'll be the first to tell you how good Joey is at 170, how he can just steamroll through a lot of people. So I feel good about Joey's future coming back and starting up again here at the Hard Rock on the Jackson Series.
Okay, well, really appreciate your time, Coach, and good luck this weekend.